Welcome to Mike Ferry TV. It is the week of October 15th, and we finished our Superstar Retreat Friday in Miami Beach. We jumped on a plane Friday night. We flew to Rome, Italy, and we are in Rome today speaking to you. We have about 450 great Italian agents attending our 4-day action workshop. And let me tell you what's interesting. We've been doing seminars now in Italy for a little over 2 years. This is our 9th big seminar we've done here. And what's interesting is because they've never had a lot of sales training in the past, they've never had a lot of people like myself come before them and speak to them, they actually believe everything I say and they actually do it. Isn't that exciting? We have real estate people now all over the great country of Italy that we're doing 3, 5, 8, 10 transactions a year, that because of the training we offer, the coaching we give, are doing 20, 30, 50, 70. We actually have an agent that some of you met this past July at our Superstar Retreat in Las Vegas that his first full year is on track to do over 90 transactions because he prospects, he presents, and he closes. He's always doing good lead follow-up, going on presentation, negotiate contracts. Guys and gals, here's the question. Do you really believe that what we're talking about is going to work for you? How about this question? Have you done anything we've said the last 2 weeks? Are you already dropped out of the program, or are you still in? We had 1,500 start a couple weeks ago. We know that each week less and less people participate because the work involved is too much for them. Watch, it's a nasty 4-letter work that pays well. It's a 4-letter word called work. And not only does it pay well, it gives you dividends forever. Are you going to develop the habits of going to work? So today, as we look at what we're going to do regarding 100 thoughts on prospecting, and we start with point 15, we're going to look at the fact that we really do have to make a transition in our thinking. We have to go from here to here in our thinking to understand that prospecting is a tough thing to do, but it's incredibly rewarding and satisfying if you do it. See, if we can get you into the habit, and we'll talk about habits in a few minutes, of doing some prospecting every day. So let's look back. Over the last 2 weeks, so let's say you had 10 to 12 work days. How many days did you skip? How many days did you miss? Are you tracking the numbers? Are you discouraged because you had to write too many zeros down? Are you excited because you did 10, 20 contacts a day? How many leads have you generated? And are you following up on those leads to generate the appointments, to go on the appointments? And because you've already downloaded the pre-qualifying and the listing presentation scripts, you're totally prepared to go out and list property. These are exciting days for you. These are days that can forever change the course and direction of your life and your career. These are days today in October that are going to mean a great Thanksgiving and Christmas for you and your family and a wonderful start to 2013 because you're doing what it takes to succeed. I'm excited for you. I hope you're excited for you. More importantly, I hope you're participating. I hope you're paying attention. I hope you're involved. Let's go to point number 15. Remember, 100 thoughts in 13 weeks. Point number 15, remember, you have to treat your prospecting time as an appointment. And I mentioned this last week because it certainly is as equal in terms of your business as going on a listing appointment. Remember what I said last week? I said, you know, you're never going to miss a listing appointment. You have a Tuesday night, 7 o'clock appointment. Man, you're going to prepare all day Tuesday. You're going to get excited, probably a little nervous, you know. You're going out on an appointment. You could get a contract signed. You know, it's a $300,000 home. There's $6,000 or $7,000 in commissions to you. If you get it priced right, you get it signed, and you get it sold. This is a big deal. But wait a minute, how did that come about? Did they call you? Unlikely. Were you sitting in the office and they walked in? Unlikely. Did you find them on Facebook? Unlikely. Did somebody just tweet you out of nowhere? Unlikely. You probably, at some point, were talking to somebody about real estate. That's called prospecting. You probably were going outside of your comfort zone, which you have to do to talk about prospecting. That's called selling real estate. So what we have to look at then is say to ourselves, I've got this appointment, and it is critical. And I would never, under any circumstance, blow off an appointment. I would never not show up. That being the case, then why don't you treat what got you that appointment with the same respect that you treat the appointment. Quite honestly, for myself and most top agents, the ability to do your prospecting every day is the most important part of your day. The most important part. Why? Because it gets you to the goal that you've set. What's your goal for next year? You want to do 25 deals, 50 deals, 75? Oh, Mike, I've never done more than 4 or 5 deals in a year. Grow up, participate, get involved, pay attention. Start doing everything in the 90-day plan so your business can explode next year. You can make this happen. Watch, others are doing it every single day, for goodness sakes. Why would you then not do it every single day? Point 15, treat your prospecting appointment with the same importance as you treat a listing appointment. Point number 16, we have to spend the time developing our prospecting skills and our prospecting habits because it is one of the most difficult habits to develop. So start working on it today. How do you develop a habit? Great question, isn't it? How do you develop a habit? Well, that is always done through repetition. Only way to develop a habit is through repetition. I've shared with some of you in the past. When I went to college at age 17 at San Jose State College, I majored in speech and communication. I took 2 speech classes my freshman year, 17 years old. I flunked them both, and I flunked out of college. I mean, I couldn't lead a group in silent prayer, for goodness sakes. I would stand up to do a 5-minute speech in front of the class, and you could actually hear my knees hitting each other. I was terrified every single day, but I was determined that I was going to do the work I'm doing today. And how did I become better at what I'm doing? Through repetition. If you do anything repetitively, it becomes a habit. Now the problem is, some of us have developed some pretty bad habits. We've developed habits that don't lead to productivity. You know, we spend 2 or 3 hours a day combing through the websites for something. We spend a couple hours a day on Facebook looking to see who's going to the store. Who cares who's going to the store? Watch, we spend too much of our time combing through our files to see if something could go wrong. Watch, if you keep finding or looking for something to go wrong, something will go wrong. Your job is to go out and create business. So we have to develop the habit. Every habit you have came through repetition. Every habit you have came from doing something time and time again. Have you in your first 2 weeks been prospecting a couple of hours a day? Last week I said 2 hours a day. Call all your centers of influence. 2 hours a day. Make sure you're contacting 20 just listed, just sold per day and tracking everybody that you talk to. How many leads are you getting? It's a habit. It's a habit. But Mike, it's so hard. It's so exhausting. And people tell me no and they slam down the phone. It's called life. Where does it say in life that you're going to make a lot of money from doing nothing? And the answer is it doesn't say that in life. Let's go to point number 17. And I'll tell you, I want you to put stars and bells and underline this one 8 or 10 or 12 times. Listen carefully. Don't just prospect for leads. Prospect for appointments. I said to an audience many, many years ago, you'll always find what you're looking for. Are you looking for somebody to answer the phone, be home when you knock on the door? Are you looking for somebody that's going to answer the questions you ask? Hi, my name is Mike Ferry, and I was wondering, when do you plan on moving? And how long have you lived at this address? And where did you folks move from? How'd you happen to pick this area? If you were to move, where would you go next? And when would that be? Are you looking for somebody to answer your questions? Are you looking to generate a lead? Or, like all the top agents, are you looking for an appointment? Because guess how you and I get paid? We get paid for going on appointments, period. That's what we get paid to do. So remember, we're going to find what we're looking for. Are you looking for an appointment, or are you looking for a lead? Are you looking for a contact? Are you looking for a door to knock on? Remember, you will find what you're looking for. Point number 18, the best time each day to prospect is first thing in the morning. I think I brought this up last week during the Superstar Retreat in Miami. I'm sure I did. Go back and review that particular Mike Ferry TV scene that we did. I'll bet I brought it up. Now let's talk about why is prospecting in the morning so important. Well, More people are home in the morning than any other time of the day, except from, say, 10 o'clock at night to 6 o'clock in the morning, which we don't recommend as a good time to prospect. More people are home during the day, okay, in the morning. If they're all working, it doesn't matter what time you prospect. But for those people that aren't working, that are home, they're more apt to be home between, say, 8 o'clock and noon than between, say, 1 o'clock and 5. Most people run their errands, do their little stuff in the afternoon. So I want you to prospect in the morning. Also, but see, your focus is better in the morning. Your disciplines are better in the morning. Your energy is higher in the morning. You're more disciplined in the morning. You're more alert in the morning. Everything works in your favor between 8 and noon and works against you. But now think about this. I know a lot of you have done the following. Well, I'm not going to start this morning at 9. I'm going to do it after lunch. Now you know and I know, the longer you put it off, the less apt you are to do it. We know that when you start delaying the inevitable happens, which is you're not doing your prospecting. Do your prospecting first thing. Get it done. Number 19, the next best time to prospect besides the morning is when you've just generated a AAA lead for an appointment. Why? Because that's when you're at your highest point. That's when you're mentally most alert. You've been on the phone with a buyer owner and expired, you got a referral past client, you did a just listed, just sold, and you got a lead, and you qualified him, you got an appointment, yahoo! Go start dialing again right now, because this is when you're at your peak. This is when you're sharpest. Don't be like most agents. Well, that's it. I got an appointment. I can take the day off. Take the day off today, and you don't have an appointment for next week. See, when you're at your peak is when you always score at the highest. The best time to hit a great tee shot is right after you hit a great tee shot. The best time to talk to a buyer owner is just after you finished a conversation with a for sale buyer owner. Look at point number 20. Don't stop prospecting and glowing in your own success just because you generated a lead or appointment. Don't do that to yourself. You know, we have a great sales force at the Mike Ferry organization, and years ago, when Matt and Tom were working as salespeople, I used to think that the most important thing I could do was lock them in the office space they worked out of. Because both of them, as you know, Matt and Tom, they're very excited, they're very energized, very enthusiastic, and they would sell something on the phone, then they'd run out into the sales floor, hey, I made a sale. Wait a minute. If you just made a sale, you're hot at that moment. Go back and make the next one. I know at one point we had this one young sales guy that was just a terrific young guy, very, very excited all the time. And every time he made a sale, he would virtually run around our 3,000 square foot office, you know, kind of like the Indians circling the wagon train, yelling and screaming about how excited he was. One day I walked over and I took his belt right off, and I wrapped his belt around his leg and the leg of his desk, and I pulled it tight and said, now, make your next sale. Guys and gals, quit glowing in the fact that you got a lead. Quit glowing in the fact that you set an appointment, and go do the next one to make your business better. Boy, I'll tell you, point number 21 out of our 100 points, maybe you should probably stamp this one inside your eyelids so you have to see it all the time. If you don't have enough business today, it's because you failed to prospect 60 to 90 days ago. If you don't have enough business today, it's because you failed to prospect 60 to 90 days ago. Have you ever noticed, and I know you have, things come in cycles. It's kind of like waves coming ashore. It's very rare that the ocean is perfectly flat and there's not something lapping up on the sand against the rocks. Now, I want you to think about this. There's always going to be cycles. Good, bad, right, wrong, strong, weak, high, low. There's always cycles. And if you're in a cycle today of a lack of business, it's because you didn't do your job 60, 90 days ago. Okay. Watch, let me just check here. I think it's the week of October 15th. Let's see, November 15th, December 15th. What would you like to give your spouse for Christmas? What kind of gifts do you want to have for your kids? Do you want to have a great Christmas coming up in 60, 75 days? Do you want to make it a great holiday season? Do you want on December 20th take the last 10 days off and enjoy the holidays with your family and your friends? Well, your level of enjoyment, unfortunately, is going to come from the level of work you do today. So, homework assignment this week, add previewing property for 1 to 2 hours a day to your schedule. Preview property? Mike, you're trying to get me to prospect all the time. Well, now watch this. Why not start previewing property? Because if you prospect, are you going to find you're going to get appointments in neighborhoods where there are homes for sale? Yes. Preview those properties to see what those values are, types of homes that are for sale. Previewing property is probably the second most important activity that leads to appointments. Why is this so important? Because see, when you preview property every single day, you drive by for sale by owners. You find expired listings. You find great doors to knock on. You understand values better. You're better at pricing on listing presentations. Okay? Now, if you haven't already done this, I want you also to create a fourth quarter business plan for yourself, a fourth quarter schedule. Remember, it includes 2 hours of prospecting, 1 hour previewing property, and 1 hour of returning phone calls and lead follow-up. And then, of course, make sure you're tracking your numbers. Be sure to complete, before the end of this month, your 2013 business plan. Hey, guys and gals, the Italians are excited. I hope you are too. Because, see, they're excited because this is new to them. I know it's old hat to you, but you make it part of who you are, your life gets better. Let's make this week a great Christmas for ourselves. See you next week.